What is up? What is up? What is up? You already know what it is. Mr. Bridges on top, back with another one, back with a FAMU edition. I'm back with a FAMU edition. And before I start this interview, I want to give a shout out to the Kofi Hemingway family. RIP to Kofi Hemingway. He's been a big movement for the FAMU Rattlers. He's been a big movement for the YouTube land, all script and all that. Just RIP to Kofi. Make sure you know, pray for people that you love and your close ones. But besides from that, make sure you subscribe to Bridges on Top. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you go on my IG, Twitter, Bridges on Top, man, for all your FAMU needs. If you have any questions, please holler at me. Please holler. But I got a special guest, man. I got a special guest, man. I'm gonna say this. To me, he probably one of the smoothest dudes there on FAMU team, man. When you see him, he bitches on the field, but when you talk to him, he cool as the other side of a pillow, my guy. That is my guy. But I want to bring to you, one of the best linemen probably this year coming in FAMU camp, Mr. Gentle Hunt, man.
Appreciate you for having me, my guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And my boy Ray always on him. My boy Ray. So shoot, tell the people what you got going on right now. What's going on with spring? What's your transition like? How everything is for you?
Everything from my side is pretty good. You know what I mean. I love these guys. Especially watching them every day getting better. You know what I mean. It's a movie. It's just filmmaking that we can't even release to the public yet, in my opinion. It's just you see these guys working every day. From offense to defense, you see everybody getting bigger, faster, stronger. You know what I mean. So it's just we're just putting all the pieces together to be the best team we can be. It's a brotherhood out here. So I love these guys, and I wish everybody the best on this team.
Definitely. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. But we want to get started with you. People want to know you. People want to know about you. People want to they want to know the little details. Man, when did you started playing football? That's the real question, because everybody start differently, man.
Oh man, started playing football, and I was really young. Maybe not too young, because I know my parents didn't want me to be, what I mean, grow up and just started hitting right off the bat. So I was, grow up playing some flag football here and there, and then around seventh grade is when I got, really into the tackling football time. And I can say I think that's where it really started off. You know what I mean? So fell in love with it at a really young age, and then I started taking it pretty seriously around the eighth grade, and started like seeing that I can really be something in this game, and I can really do something with this as a career. So I think that's where it really started at, and start pursuing to be the best that I can be. So
Okay. And we was talking before. You from the Gainesville area. How was it like growing up in your hometown? Like as far as the Florida area, the Tim Tebow area, and all this other stuff. It's a college town. So how was that environment for you as in growing up?
growing up in Gainesville, it's not really a lot around that I honestly do. I was born in Gainesville, but I was raised in High Springs, so I can't say I'm a country boy. A lot of people might not know where that is. It's between Gainesville and Lake City. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
growing up in the country is where I'm from. Before I started playing football seriously and stuff like that, it was just always raising animals and moving things around like that. So I think that's where I got all my hard work and determination from, because from moving around animals to cleaning out, what I'm saying, with the dogs and things like that nature. I think that's where all my grit and stuff came from, especially like, going from the garden to coming inside and helping my mom cook and stuff like that. So High Springs really where things it really grew me as a person. You know what I mean? So I was growing up, you know, two-parent household, so I can't say I'm very blessed with that. Love my parents to death. They push me every day to be the best that I can be. Especially to this day. I can't say that I'm just trying to be the best son. That a father and mother can have. You know what I mean? So I can't say High Springs really brought me up to where I was at today.
Definitely. I'm a country boy too, so I know about that country lifestyle. But tell some of these city people that the country living different now. The grocery store closed at 10 o'clock. You
Right.
ain't got nothing to go to around unless Waffle House open. Waffle House
Um,
open 24/7. So
yeah, yeah,
that's the
yeah.
only thing we got. But I want you to go in a little bit of detail about as far as the country living, because like you said, you go outside, help your dad. Then once you come back inside, you help your mom prepare for dinner. Doing laundry, stuff like that. It's that's shit. You speaking music to my ears. That's what I did too growing up.
Yeah, that's pretty much honestly it. High Springs, where I grew up at, it's only two red lights. So, only thing you pretty much got around there is the Hardee's and the Subway. They probably might close until about 9 o'clock. So, just eating home food and, grown food. So, I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I can't say that. You know what I mean? I feel like I said, it makes you a whole different person. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you don't have a lot growing up. We didn't actually have a lot growing up, um, two parents working two jobs.
Yeah.
So I can say it was pretty tough, but we still got through it. And like I said, it did make me the man I am today. And I can say I'm very proud of what I accomplished looking back on my past so far.
Yeah, then shout out to your mom and dad, because I know they put in the work in. They sacrifice a lot of things, especially going up in the country. You really don't have nothing to do, so you got to keep yourself out of trouble, man. That's
Right.
the number one thing in the country. That's what everybody tell you. Hey, make sure you keep yourself out of trouble. You got nothing to do. Stay ass at home. Stay
Right,
ass,
right.
yeah, stay ass at home. But let's talk about this. You say you started playing in the seventh grade, and that transition from actually playing, going to practice, having live football. When did you like? How was it like when you started getting into high school? Like, did you see a difference of practicing? Did you see a difference of the caliber of athletes you play? Because you're from Florida. Florida is one of the meccas for football recruiting. So I know you saw everything and anything.
Right. I played in Gainesville High School, so I did actually go to the city school. Play 6A football, so that's pretty, in my opinion, one of the toughest divisions in Florida. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So we did play a lot of big time schools. Um, I think mainly around the ninth and 10th grade is where things really started to kick off for me. Got my first scholarship offer, and coming out the 10th grade to the University of South Florida. That's why I got my first one there, and I can't say that was a huge highlight of my life. You know what I mean? From there, and actually that's where I had committed to originally before coming to FAM later on, going in and out my senior year. But I can't say the ninth and 10th grade is where things really started going uphill. You know what I mean? So you get better every year. And I think that's where I had seen myself getting bigger, faster, and stronger. And I was like, man, like, you get addicted to working out, you get addicted to being around your brothers. And I think that's where the lifestyle and hard work really came from. But, from High Springs to Gainesville, it was about a 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
So just, driving from there to there was a big thing for me, because it's just not just to go to school, just to go to school and see your friends. This is you're going to school honestly just like a job. You know what I mean? So, my parents wouldn't go out their way just to take me 30 minutes away, just to go to school, just to play around and make bad grades. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's where things really took a whole turning point.
Definitely, definitely. So, see, for you, you took a different approach where a lot of high school athletes didn't. Like you said, you treat it as a job. What came with that motivation for you to treat high school football as a job? Because not a lot of kids, not it's probably about what 5% that only think that way in high school. They're treating it as a job now
Mhm.
instead of just treating it as a job in college. So what made that motivation? What made that gear tick? For you to say, "Oh, I'm treating this as a job."
Honestly, I gotta give a big shout out to like my two older cousins, Jalen Parks and Corey Durden. Looking at those two guys is something amazing. They was both 5-star athletes out of high school. You know what I mean? So watching them grow up in the country just like me, they went to the Newberry High School, so that's about another 30 minutes away from where I stay at. And them two becoming 5-star players, and now Corey Durden actually getting ready to go to the NFL draft this year is
Hmm.
something that you see growing up. When I was in ninth grade, they was in the 12th grade, and watching them go to rivals and things like that nature and elite camps out in Oregon really made you really want to be just like them, or if not better than them. You know what I mean? So looking at that was huge. You know what I mean? And then also, you know, you didn't want your parents working two jobs to the rest of your life. Because right now my dad's 60, my mom's around 50. You know what I mean? So getting up in age, you do not want them to do that. You know what I mean? Your whole life. So as one point, you have to honestly think out it like, okay, mama, do make my parents work, 9 to 5 the rest of their life, or can I get them to retire early? You know what I mean? And sit down and say, Dad, Mom, look, y'all can y'all can put y'all cleats down and work. I mean, not work for the rest of y'all life. You know what I mean? And just put all the
Yeah,
burden on my back. Y'all done carry me this far, so now I got y'all for the rest of the ride. You know what I mean? So I think that's where the motivation really stepped in and really, took a turn. Like we can change some lives just off this one game of football.
definitely, definitely. That's amazing that you thought about all that during high school. I was like, yeah, you a whole different animal, man. I gotta applaud you for that, for real, for real. But as far as high school goes, like you're noticing that you're getting better. You're noticing that you're getting bigger, faster, stronger, and all these attributes that you have. So, like, how was like the recruiting process for you during high school? Because you said you got your first offer, but once that first offer comes, many more gonna come after that. It's weeks after weeks after weeks. You're gonna get mail from individual schools. So, how was the recruiting process?
Honestly, it was to me at first it was pretty stressful because you're what 16 years old and you have all these coaches coming at your front doorstep, sending you mail every week, saying come to my school, come to my school, come to my school. And you can have I had about 20 offers coming out of high school. So looking at like that, you had 20 different people calling you every single day, or 20 different packets of mail coming at your front doorstep. So honestly, it was pretty stressful. But after talking to my parents, and they helped me actually guide me because my dad actually played college ball as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he went through the process. And, my both, like I said, both of my cousins went through the process. And they just said, take it slow. Especially get my first offer in the 10th grade. It's just like, you have a long time to make a decision. And like I said in the beginning, it's pretty stressful. But as soon as you get like, your fifth, your sixth, your seventh offer and things like that, that's when you actually see like, okay, like I know the process, I know what I gotta do, and just wait, take time, pray about it, you know, keep it in the family, you know what I mean? Because it will get stressful at times. And like I said, pray about it. He gonna guide you through anything you need to.
Definitely, definitely. And like, what was your so the recruitment process? You go on, and like, what was your main thing that you was looking for us the school? Because everybody has their own different things they look for different schools, different tiers, uniforms, the facilities, just the school in a whole. Can I get my degree? Because some kids look at things differently. What were your main things that you were looking for picking one school?
First, it was distance. Like I said, I was committed to USF first. That was my first choice. They're only 2 hours away down in Tampa. Very friendly. That was amazing. Great school. I was committed actually Charlie Strong, when he was there for a little bit before he left.
Okay.
And then yeah, distance was one. And then also the family atmosphere. Cause at one point you want to feel like you're actually welcome. You don't want to just go somewhere and sign 4 years away just to, just be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to say distance and just the loving nature of, being somewhere you're going to be for the next 4 years. Like you want to be, I say it like this, like it's like a relationship. You wouldn't want to make a long-term commitment to somebody, or like I said, a team, and you don't want to be around them or you don't feel welcome. That
Yeah.
was the two main things. So like I said, with a distance one, Tallahassee isn't just what 2 hours and 15 something minutes away from the crib. That's nothing in my opinion. And
Yeah.
being around these guys was amazing. You know what I mean? So they welcome you open arms. Um, at first when I got here, it was just because my mom came with me. My dad was actually working that day, and when she was there, because she actually came here uh, as a rattler. So
Mhm.
I can tell like when she came back to campus that she was just so happy. You know what I mean? And this is my first time stepping on campus. And
Mm.
like, when she's walking around, she's smiling everywhere. She's like, "Oh yeah, I remember this. I remember when we was here. We used to live down here." You know what I mean? It's like, dang, okay, so you know. get up in age. She's like I said, getting close to 50. She was like, she had them flashbacks when she was 21, 22, 23 years old, just walking around campus. I was like, yeah, I think I'm really like this place right here.
Okay, okay. But yeah, that literally you falling into my next question. Like, what made you choose FAMU over everybody? We
I
know it's an HBCU. We know like FAMU is growing. We didn't have facilities now, but we're now getting everything that we're promised for, and now we're flourishing in the greatness of what we getting. So
mhm.
like, what made you choose FAMU?
Honestly, it was the future. Like I felt like the 2020 class that I came in, it was pre-COVID, so that's when things started to just like turn into COVID. You know what I mean? Things
Yeah.
started shutting down and stuff like that. So, but after talking to Simmons and Coach Route Street, he's gone now, but he was my first D line coach. Going up there, they said, they had things in plan. They showed me the things that they was changing, the program into. So I think our class seen what FAMU was about to be going into that 2020 year and so on. And everything that they have said, they have did. Locker room changes, helmet changes, gear changes, facility changes. You know what I mean? So when I first went out my visit, it looks extremely different what it looks right now.
Oh,
We got a huge weight room change, locker room change, you know what I mean? Even nutrition station. We got guys getting huge. Like we got our receivers and cornerbacks lifting like our linemen. You know what I mean? So it's been a huge turnaround and huge change since I committed, and I can really say I really enjoy that process. And it's only going up from here.
yeah. Just like you speak on it, I saw the locker room before and after, just seeing that change and seeing like, oh yeah, we are improving. We are doing the right things. We are, making those steps so we can get better recruits, so we can get these things. So, that opened my eyes too that, Coach Willie Simmons care about you guys. And can you speak on, you and Coach Simmons' relationship and how that went, and the recruiting process, and how much he talked to you?
Yeah, I remember when we first met. Honestly, it was getting close to signing day, and this is when I knew I wanted to play for him. Actually, the day, let me see, the morning of signing day, my mom got into a really bad car accident.
Hmm.
Um, And I told Coach Simmons that I was going to sign to him the day before. And as soon as I woke up that morning, that happened. And I had to tell Coach Simmons, like, look, I cannot sign without my mom. I refuse. I will not sign without my parents right beside me. And he told me word for word, General, we will wait. Like, this is way more important than just signing a scholarship. You know what I mean? So seeing what he did, as a man in that particular time, I would say like would be the ultimate respect I have for him, because he could have just pulled a scholarship, but he thought about my parents. He called my dad. He called my mom. He actually checked on the family. It was bigger than football at that point,
Okay,
and
gotcha.
that's when I seen like, okay, this is a guy I can play for. This is a man I want to play for. And that changed everything. You know what I mean? I just shut down the recruiting. This is just where I wanted to be at. Just off that situation alone, like, it was just way bigger than football at that time. So I can say I am grateful for that opportunity that he gave me, and I am taking full advantage of it.
Okay, okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's a good story to hear. When you hear a coach that care about your family more than football, that's A1 hands down. You can't argue with that, man. But besides from that, so your legacy, which about 50% of FAMU is probably a legacy. So how
Yeah,
how is it when you step on that field, or you sign? Actually, talk about the signing day. You sign with your mom right beside you, and like how was those emotions? How was that handling that? Because now you're stepping into legacy. Like, oh, my mom there. Now I'm there, and maybe possibly my kids may go there.
yeah. It's huge. You know what I mean? So I have heard about the legacy thing when I was coming up, but I didn't think it was a big deal. Um, I seen a lot of people that I never seen before on my signing day. I mean, rattling out like real drip, walking in the building like orange and green everywhere. handing goodie bags and taking photos. And I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. And then they were so nice introducing themselves and introducing me to their family, their kids, and their, you know what I mean? And it was like, man, this is some real family atmosphere stuff I was honestly looking for, like I said, during the recruitment process. So I love it here. You know what I mean? I wouldn't change it for the world. You know what I mean? So I'm happy where I'm at.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. So let's get more into about football, man. So one of the questions I try to ask every, what was your like welcome to college moment? When, you know, when you stepped on the field, you know, like what was it a big hit? Was it the workouts? Like what was your? It's like okay, yeah, this college football. This ain't high school no more.
First practice. First practice was pretty big. First practice and first game. But I'm gonna go practice first just because in high school the practices are not as fast. Like here it's tempo. Everywhere we go, we running. Everywhere we go, you know, it's loud. You know, we gotta be to drill. The pace picked up a lot. And being 18, coming in, and then also playing as a freshman, starting as a freshman, you know, those guys pushed me to be something that, you know, they wanted to be coming up. You know, I had seniors pushing me to be the best that I can be. I seen Zaylan put in the chat. He was one of the guys that pushed me, and I'm gonna miss that class as well. Marquise Bell pushed me. Savion, Big Richard Summers, like those guys pushed me to be something that I can say I'm very proud of, and I will never let them boys down. Cause they seen something in me at the college level before I even seen it myself,
Yeah,
and that was a huge turning point, especially the first game. They made it super comfortable for me just to play because they know how hard it could be to play at, you know, in front of all those people, you know, at the age of 18. So it was, you know, it was something different just to be out there, extremely loud, people yelling at you left and right. But those guys, those my brothers made it really easy for me to just grow into that system. And each game I played, it got easier and easier and easier, and we was trusting each other. So those were my probably two welcome to college moments. Gotta be.
definitely. And you know, talking about Bell and Savion and Land, how was it like playing with, you know, NFL or you know XFL, UXFL caliber of players on that defense? Because you going in week and week at a time. You know you playing with you know possible NFL players.
They
So
made it
how
easy.
was that like?
They made it easy for me. And it was actually very exciting because you can see the determination that they wanted it so bad. And they pushed themselves to be something amazing. Like you see Bell right now with the Cowboys balling. Savion just went to the USFL. And you know, we got and then even even Spady going out to the XFL with the Guardians. Like we have guys to that really that really showed that you can make it out of FAMU. You know what I mean? We can do everything that those bigger schools are doing, and they have showed it, and they are doing it currently. And especially like somebody like Land went to the combine, you know, changed his body, doing everything you need to do to make it to the very next level, and he's showing it. Especially like when I was coming in, I didn't even think he would be a defensive end. You know, he looked like a receiver. But now look at him. You know, he looks like he can go start anywhere right now at the NFL level. And you know, that's just I want to be a part of that process. And we have plenty of guys on this team right now that want to be a part of that process as well. And that are going to be a part of that process because you know, when you see it and you're coming up in it, you know what I mean, as a young player, you can just that's the drive that you just want to be. And you know, it's just something different when you go in the weight room, turn the TV, and then your your teammate is on ESPN or your teammates on NFL Network, and it's like, man, like I want to be next. Like, why can it not be me? You know what I mean? So that's the push, that's the drive, and I think that's the determination that we all have on this team. So yeah,
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. And let's talk about a little bit more about the Dark Cloud defense. What do y'all pride yourself on going in every week? Because like it seems like every week y'all have something to prove.
we
Like
do.
it's not we just they scored 6 points, we good with that. If they score 12 next week, we okay. Nah, y'all pride yourself in not letting that offense score. So what goes into y'all priding yourself to not let the offense score?
I feel like it started my first year. Coach Smitty, Coach Pat. I mean, those two amazing coaches that I play under, they want it more than us. You can see it. And when a coach wants it and they want you to be the best that you can be, you will want to play for them. My first year we had the number one defense in America. You know what I mean? This past year we had an amazing defense. So it's like I said, it's that uphill. You never want to go down. And I think they make it easy for us. You know what I mean? Like they make it comfortable. They make you know what I mean? Hey, help you want to learn the plays. Like you can go in the field room. Coach Smitty's there at 4 o'clock in the morning. Coach Pat is there at 4 o'clock in the morning. So they want it bad. They want it so bad that like you want to be a part of it, like I was saying. And then also you have trust in my other 11 brothers behind me, from the backers to the corners to the safeties, all playing at that one speed. You know what I mean? Everybody know what they're doing. It just makes everything so much easier. And then also trust. You know what I mean? Like we pride ourselves in trust a lot. So it's like if we run a stunt or we got to fill a gap, I know my brother's going to be there right there beside me because he knows exactly what he's doing 100% of the time and he knows the call. So that's what makes everything so much easier, from the coaches knowing what they're doing to the players knowing what they're doing. So I think that's what prides us to be the best that we can be. Then also, I want to say, you know, the numbers speak for themselves. In my opinion, you want to look up every single time on Sunday when we come in for meetings to say that, oh yeah, we held them to under this and this and this. That just
Yeah,
like, man, that's a whole different drive. Like we can shut a team out under 30 rushing yards, 20 rushing yards, 10, and it goes down every week. Why not just keep being the best that we can be?
definitely. And one season I do want to talk about is the playoff season. We go in, we got to beat Bethune Cookman. Like that. That's the team that we got to beat to break the streak. And we perform in tremendous fashion. We didn't beat them. We kind of whooped their ass. Like we whooped them. Y'all whooped them like y'all like they stole something from y'all. Just tell me the emotion, the atmosphere before the game and during the game and after, because it was all emotions was different at all times.
Yeah, it was. I feel like it was different from my perspective. Probably somebody that been there for the 4 years. I honestly didn't know anything about the street before that season. You know,
Mm.
excuse me. I didn't know they came. Yeah, I did not know that fam lost what 9 times or something like that, or 8 times or whatever it was. You know what I mean? So hearing that is like, oh no, we ain't. I'm not gonna lose to them. During my first year coming out. So that was something different. But well, I think like we could see that every single yard that we was getting. The fans was behind us, you know what I mean? And it was like, we finna win this thing. We feel it. And, every snap we wanted to just play the same way we've been playing all year. Fast, physical, and know exactly what we was doing. So, I feel like it was nothing different. I feel like we weren't really worried about the streak. I feel like we was looking further than that year. We were trying to make it to the playoffs, in which we did. And it was just amazing, historical night, and we want to keep that going, from now even until I leave from fam.
Definitely. So like let's talk about this because I know this was kind of like a shock to everybody as far as Bell not getting drafted. It was a big shock to everybody that he didn't get drafted. How was your emotions when you see one of your brothers, one of the best probably defensive players of that year that we had studs everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I can't just name Bell, but we had studs everywhere. But not seeing him get drafted, but he did get picked up. What was your emotions like during that time? Because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, HBCU players can't get drafted. This, and that. This, and that." But at the end of the day, we did have four that year coming out, and man, not been from fan, but we did have four.
Yeah. The draft, it hurt. Um, because you seen a guy went through everything. You know what I mean? He put in his blood, sweat, and tears day in, day out, every day. And we all thought he was gonna get drafted. In my opinion, I thought he was gonna get drafted a little bit earlier than what, you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It at that time it did hurt seeing, like I said, him not getting picked up. But now, after looking at it, I can say that he's showing America that no matter where you come from, you can make it to the big stage. And
Mm,
not only just Bell, um, even James Houston. I mean, look at him came from Jackson State,
yeah,
making a huge impact for the Lions. Coming out of Jackson State, and it's just like it don't matter where you come from, because I know that everybody growing up, everybody I think like I want to go to the SEC or the ACC or you know what I mean, stuff like that.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, we all lift the same weight. We all run fast. We all can jump high. I feel like what can you do when you get to that university that you attended? I think like that's where the work has to be put in. You know what I mean? So I
definitely.
do want people to see more of HBCUs and lower level football at that. Because like I said, no matter where you come from, you can make it. Like I said, like with Land, my brother, I love him to death. You know, from looking from like a wide receiver to being this huge defensive end, you know what I mean? And him having two phenomenal seasons. He's showing the world like no matter where you come from, you know what I mean? He he's doing some things that people, that you want to do as well. You know what I mean? Like every week in the weight room, no matter if he can come off a like a amazing game, you know what I mean? And go right back into the weight room on Sunday and go lift the house. Like you can see the determination that he wants. You know what I mean? And that will raise up the weight room, or that will like put, exclamation marks around the room. Like, okay, you know what? Like he played 60 something snaps last night, still turn around and want to go squat 4 or 5 plus in the weight room the very next day. And that's the determination that everybody has and everybody wants to get to. You know what I mean? Everybody want to play in NFL. So no matter where you come from, what you look like, you know what I mean, what race you are, you can make it to the big stage. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you cannot, because we're all trying to make it to that stage. And we have guys from HBCUs doing it currently. And I just love to see that, you know what I mean? Especially like our alumni. They made it. Why cannot we? You know what I mean? And they come back to the locker room after a game. They tell us that, we can be the next Marquise Bell, or we can be the next Isaiah Lamb and stuff like that. So we can do it as a unit.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. And we got an upcoming season. Schedules out. Everybody know about it. What are y'all defensive goals coming in? This coming up season, because right now we lost Land, we losing a couple, but we're not missing a lot. We really not missing a lot. We still got a lot of key players coming back that's household names for FAMU and HBCU players that people know. So what are you guys goals for this year on defense?
Honestly, um, not just as a defense, but as a team, make it to the Celebration Bowl. That's our goal. My first year coming in, we lost by one. This past year we did lose again. So I feel like we know what we have to do. We have to own in on the little things. Like Coach Simmons said every day. You know what I mean? Everybody can play football regardless. They're gonna put their pads on the same we do. So it's just like, what can we do better than them? You know what I mean? You know, I feel like the goals for us is honestly, yeah, the little things. You know, does everybody know the plays? You know what I mean? Does everybody get to a meeting time? You know what I mean? If it's a meeting at 7, let's be there at 6:45. So I feel like that's the little things outside of football. But speaking on the football terms, I just feel like if everybody just do their job. You know what I mean?
Right.
If all 11 can just do their job at 100% speed, nobody gonna beat us. And that's just where I honestly feel. And I can say if my brothers were here on this interview with me right now, they will say the same exact thing. So we know what we got going on. We know what we have to do in this up and coming season to be the best, FAMU team that we can be. And as soon as we get those little things down, we're gonna be the best team in America.
Definitely, definitely. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. I got a question that comes from the PA announcer. He said, when you make a big sack or you make a big play, he was like, what do you want to be called? What do you want to hear, your name or nickname to be called when, you make a big sack or you make a big play?
Man, I done heard it all. One of the best ones probably was Gentle on the Hunt. I gotta say that. But our announcer is amazing. You know what I mean? He had these crazy nicknames every single time somebody makes a play. But at the end of the day, I just feel like, Gentle is perfectly 100% fine with me. That's my name. It's gonna sound extremely weird because you see this guy, I'm not my name at all, but I
Exactly.
feel like that's gonna be a little bit of head turner. So it's like there's no way that's his name. But nah, whatever he announces, I'm rolling with it. You know what I mean? So I trust him to make the best call he can, and I'm gonna keep trusting what he's doing. So I love him to death. He knows exactly what he got going on.
All right, Sterling, you heard that. You just hey, when I first heard Jenna was on the hunt, I was like, "Ooh, that's fire." But yeah, man, people like that, they got their gears turning and all that other stuff. But let's get some questions about you. Right now you're going to fam. I want let's pick something. We got a pet rally or we got set Friday. Which one you going with?
Ooh, pet rally is Saturday Friday where it's at, in my opinion. That's all the students coming out supporting. You know what I mean? I love that. That's Saturday Friday is where it's at. You know what I mean? And it's every week, and it's every week is gonna be something different. But don't get me wrong though, those pet rallies, man. It's all about us when we walk into the building. You with your brothers and everybody cheering you on. So it's pretty even. It's pretty even, but I'm gonna say pet rally just because I'm with my brothers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we all getting ready for that game that's coming up. So and all Rattler Nations behind us at that one moment. And they know what's getting ready to happen when we all step between those lines on that Saturday night. So pet rally where it's at.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. I don't blame you, Sue. I don't blame you. So next question. Next question. Sure, only fam you people can know about this. You got Oleans or you got Guthries. Which one you picking? You picking
ah,
Guthries or you picking Oleans now?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Night times after a game, those long bus rides, Guthy's where it's at. But in the morning, getting ready for class,
Morning
get a
bus.
quick little, get a little quick little bite to eat. That everybody gonna go to Lean. So yeah, I ain't gonna say, I ain't gonna lie. It's a good tie. It's a good tie between
It's a
them two.
good time. Okay, yeah. It is hard to pick from because that late night Guthries do be hitting. I be telling people, you gotta get the fries.
Yeah,
Something about the Guthrie fries just hit different than everybody else's fries. I don't
right.
know
They
what it
do.
is.
They do. Gotta get that little bit extra crispy. So that's how I like it. That's where it's at.
Exactly. And Lee's ain't slacking either on that breakfast, boy. Shoot, she be back there cooking it up. Shoot. But another question, you got fish Fridays or fried chicken Wednesdays?
Wednesdays. That's no brainer. That's not even a question. Wednesdays, man, they be packed. Going out from the line where you get your plate to outside on the street. Wednesdays where it's at.
Yeah,
Hands down.
it yeah, especially these kids that's coming in now. We only really had one calf, so like,
Yeah.
shoot, you better get there when you better get there like 11 something, cause
11 on the dot.
cause if you get there too late, shoot, they might be out of everything, man. Definitely, definitely, definitely. We looking forward to this year as far as a couple of games. Your breakout game of the year. If you had one game to pick from, you either had the Orange Blossom Classic, Homecoming, or the Florida Classic. What game are you picking you going off? You done had 3 sacks. You done had a fumble recovery for a touchdown. You probably done patted the ball, made a pick or something like. Well, what game you want to go off in, man?
Honestly, if I had to pick one, it got to be a game opener. It got to be that opening game down there in Miami. Because that's just like the tone setter.
Mm.
That's like the trailer. You got one game, you show out, and we still got what 9 more, 10 more games to go. So I think, and then plus it's in Miami, one of the most beautiful places in America, in my opinion. So why not do it there?
Definitely, 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 definitely. As far as your work, as far as your whole body of work, what you looking forward to yourself this season? Like, I know you have goals and aspirations to get to that next level, but what are you looking to accomplish this season for yourself?
Honestly, for myself is the same goal that our strength and conditioning coach say all the time: bigger, faster, stronger. You know what I mean? I think that's the work ethic that not only myself, but all my brothers go on there every single morning to be better. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's something different when you lifting with your brothers, you running with your brothers, you know, blood, sweat, and cheers with the guys you put right beside. So not only for myself, you know, I don't like just speaking on myself. It's just so hard to include, you know, me without including them. Cause I wouldn't be Gentle Hunt without the other 10 I play behind. You know, I wouldn't be myself without the cornerbacks giving us time to get to the quarterback. I wouldn't be myself without, you know, the back is flowing and plugging their gaps to make the ball bounce back to me and my other D line brothers. So, you know, I feel like that's just honestly what I'm ready for. To be back on the field with them. Um, you know, when you be in the system at a young age and now you see like where you at to becoming one of the older guys, you know, you don't want to miss another moment with them boys. And, you know, I think that's where the really love and passion I got for them guys is at.
Okay, definitely, definitely, definitely. Well, shoot, thank you for coming on, man. This is a good interview. It's always a good interview when I'm doing family players, so it really don't, you know, what I'm saying, it really don't matter. But tell the people where they can find you at IG, Twitter, all that other stuff, and you know.
Instagram, Gentle Hunt, just like it is. And then on Twitter, Gentle LH83. And you know, if you see me around campus, you see me in the grocery store, you're even getting gas in my truck, man, just holla at me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna speak, you know, spoken to, and I just appreciate all the support, not only just from Rattler Nation, but everywhere across America that everybody keeping our eyes on us because we have a lot of things that we gotta prove. Lil Ray. But nah, that's the guy right there. But nah, I appreciate everybody that's gonna come out and watch us support from afar or if you're up close and personal, you know what I mean? So I appreciate it. And I love my brothers that I play behind every day. So I
Definitely,
appreciate it.
definitely, definitely. I want to say thank you again for coming on the platform, answering a couple of questions so the people out there can know you a little bit better. I'm always gonna see you on the sideline, gonna talk to you, get you up, conversate with you, man.
Yes,
And
sir.
hopefully we can turn this season on out and get to that, celebration bowl, man. So be good, peace out. Definitely gonna talk to you after the fact. And shout out to, like I said again, Kofi Hemingway's family. Shout out to him. RIP to him. He was a big FAMU advocate on YouTube and other social sites, and I know he did tennis. He was coaching people for tennis. Shout out to them because they was learning from him and everything. Just hopefully we can answer his prayers because I know his prayers is always a FAMU win. So definitely shout out to him. And thank y'all for watching, guys. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Bridges on Top on the channel. Make sure you share, subscribe, like, share this interview with all your family Rattlers and even outside of the Rattler Nation. Share it to the HBCU world, man. But thank y'all and peace out.